At 79, Billy Squier's story is a poignant reminder that even the brightest stars of rock and roll are not immune to life's harsh realities, and for fans who grew up worshiping his anthems, the tragedy of his journey is beyond heartbreaking, shaped not by scandal or misfortune but by the quiet erosion of fame, recognition, and the life he once commanded on stage. Once hailed as one of the defining voices and songwriters of the early 1980s, Squier's arena-filling hits like The Stroke, In the Dark, and Everybody Wants You cemented him as a rock icon whose charisma and talent seemed destined to endure forever. Yet the very machinery of the music industry that elevated him also contributed to a gradual and cruel decline in mainstream attention, leaving him overshadowed as new genres and artists emerged, despite his undeniable influence on generations of musicians. Compounding this, a string of unfortunate career decisions, including albums that didn't resonate commercially and a notorious music video backlash that unfairly tainted his image, gradually distanced him from the spotlight, forcing Squier into a quieter, more introspective life that starkly contrasts with the electrifying energy of his peak years. The tragedy is compounded by the physical and emotional toll of decades of performing at such intensity, as Squier, like many veteran musicians, faces the challenges of aging while reconciling with a legacy that feels simultaneously monumental and undervalued, a paradox that weighs heavily on someone whose music once defined a generation. Despite these hardships, Squier has continued to play, write, and engage with the music that shaped his life, yet the loneliness inherent in being a pioneer without the continuous fanfare that once accompanied him underscores a silent heartbreak, an invisible burden carried quietly behind the scenes while fans celebrate the immortal hits he created decades ago. Interviews with Squier in recent years reveal a man aware of his mortality and the fragility of fame, reflective about the highs and lows, yet tinged with melancholy over the moments lost to industry pressures and changing musical landscapes. His story resonates not just as a cautionary tale about the fleeting nature of rock stardom, but also as a meditation on the human side of artistic pursuit, the sacrifices, the missteps, the unrecognized genius, and the bittersweet reality that even the most iconic voices must eventually contend with quiet days, fading public attention, and the inexorable passage of time. For fans who still play his albums and remember his commanding stage presence, the heartbreak is palpable, knowing that the artist who once electrified arenas now navigates a life of reflection, modesty, and a sense of what might have been, making the tragedy of Billy Squier at 79 both deeply personal and universally resonant, a story of brilliance, loss, endurance, and the silent sadness that sometimes accompanies even the greatest of rock legends.